Looking good. Almost done. And there. Done.
What have you done?
I painted the truth. I painted my truth.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and welcome. It's Nurse Richard the Wax Wizard. Thanks for joining me. Really interesting procedures today. Have a look at this. I'll explain a bit about this, and I'll tell you about the title of the video comes from the procedure after this. A spectacular skin peel. Now that bit is right at the end of the video, unfortunately, so you're gonna have to wait and see for that one. But it was so satisfying. The story of this, I've got a bit to tell you about as well, about other stuff, but we'll get into that shortly. Now, this patient was a chap, and he came to see me with quite a story. As soon as I looked at this, I thought, oh, there's a story behind this. What's going on? So he said he'd never used a cotton bud. He's not poked in his ear at all. Now, this thing is rock solid. There's no gaps around it as well. So almost impossible to get any tools in this. So as you can see, I put some oil in there. So what happened about 3-4 months ago, he got some sudden pain in this ear, and he noticed that there was a lot of fluid leaking out of it. So he went to see his doctor, and his doctor said that it was perforated. And now I'm in two minds as to how bad this perforation was, because after we took this out, I couldn't see any evidence of it or any scars. So it must have been a really tiny one if that was the case. But it doesn't really explain why this looks like it does, this really solid plug ear. Now, it could have been the case that when you get perforated ear, you do get a lot of this gunk that pours out of it, and it might have mixed with a bit of wax that he had in there as well, and then it could have fallen down onto the eardrum and congealed into what you're seeing here. It'll be really hard to figure out. Before I forget, I will do subscriber of the day, and this one is for the boys, because I do get a few comments from chaps who watch, because the majority of people who watch my videos are ladies. I'm still not entirely sure why that is. Let me know in the comments, ladies or men, if you know why that is. And so today's subscribers of the day, we've got two. The first one is Ryan O'Neill. Thanks for being a subscriber, Ryan. I really appreciate it. And he left me a comment saying, I'm your next subscriber of the day. You know it makes sense. And it did. And so the next subscriber of the day is Glenn Hopper. Now, Glenn, thank you so much for your messages. I know you've left me quite a few. So your persistence did pay off. I see you've got the same hairstyle as me as well. So congratulations on that. I wonder how many people ask you if you're related to Jim from Stranger Things. I bet you get that all the time, don't you? Can't wait for the new season, by the way. Big fans of that show. I think it's brilliant. Anyway, so as you can see, I've put a load of oil in this, and the whole purpose of getting this oil in here was when I'm wiggling it around like that. I know it's not really coming out yet, but as I wiggle it, you'll see oil seeping down the edges of it, and then that will help to unstick it. Now, just a little bit snapped off there. But when this does come out, it's a perfect cast of that area of the ear, which is obviously just on the eardrum and in the recess. And it was really satisfying how it came out all in one. So yeah, it could be a mixture of congealed stuff that's leaked through this perforation, and could have mixed with a bit of wax. And then he's obviously, I think he was given some antibiotic spray as well, because they suspected there was an infection that maybe caused this perforation, and that's kind of mixed with a load of stuff. It's fallen down his ear and then congealed and dried into this big plug that you're seeing here. Now, he couldn't hear a thing, by the way, unsurprisingly, when he came in, and his hearing was instantly fixed as soon as we got this out, which he was very happy about, obviously. And what we did ask him to do, you'll see me do the Valsalva manoeuvre on this ear after. Now, if you're wondering what that is, it's where you pinch your nose and you blow with your mouth shut, and that forces air up your eustachian tube and into the middle ear space. Look at that cast there. Perfect shape of the eardrum. You can see a bit of a bit of a pink stain around that where that's been, but I'm looking at this eardrum and thinking, I can't see any obvious evidence of where the perforation was. So that's why I asked him to do the Valsalva manoeuvre. So if you're not sure, you can get someone to pinch the nose and blow, and the eardrum should just puff outwards a little bit, like it did there. And sometimes when there's even a pinhole perforation in there, you might see a little bit of stuff leaking through that, but I couldn't see any of that in there. So that was okay, and a good result for that patient. Now the second one, this is where a really satisfied peel came in. This lady came in with quite an itchy ear, and she had a fair amount of wax and dead skin in, not enough to affect her hearing as such. I think the majority of this we managed to get out with the curette. So what else have I got to tell you about? So a really cool thing happened actually a couple of days ago in clinic. If you remember, about 2 or 3 videos ago, it was of a patient who had Down syndrome. I'll put the link to that video either above me or I'll put it in the description. And it was a patient who had Down syndrome, and it turns out that she works for this company who had been on Dragon's Den, and they're a company who predominantly employ people with Down syndrome, giving them meaningful employment, which is a fantastic thing to do, and more companies should do this. And she worked for this company who produced socks called Standout Socks, and I told you about that in a couple of videos ago. A couple of days after I saw her, she came in and she brought me a free pair of socks that she had packaged, along with this leaflet here and a card about what they do and some pictures of them with Stephen Bartlett, who I believe invested in them. Got a massive podcast he has as well, so go and check that out. It is very good. So yeah, she brought me this lovely packaged, I know I'm not talking about this here, but I thought you might like to know this lovely packaged pair of socks here. And she brought me these lovely colourful socks, which I am going to wear with pride, because anything I can do to support that kind of work where people with any kind of disability are offered meaningful employment. So I sent them a message telling them about the video that I'd released, which will already be out there now. And they said, "Oh, thanks for that. Really appreciate you getting our story out." And I did put a link to their website. I believe they do ship all over the world. I think there are the shipping rates do vary. So if it's in like the US or Australia, then it might be subject to local customs taxes. Have a look if you're interested in getting them. Anyway, I would recommend it. And so go and check them out. Again, I'll put a link to their website down below in the description if that's something you feel you could support as well. So I sent him a message saying, have a look at this here. It's starting to get satisfying, isn't it? Don't worry, I'll finish my story before we get to the really satisfying bit. Where was I? So yeah, I sent them an email saying you might get a few people getting in touch with you from all over the world because I shared this story. And they sent me a message back from Standout Socks, the person who runs it there, thanking us for making people aware of this business and what they do for people. And I said it's the least I could do to spread awareness and help your cause a little bit. And I said, as you employ a lot of people with Down syndrome, I know they usually have problems with their ears. Excuse me. And they have problems getting appointments. So I said to them, I'm happy to share details of your business, this Standout Socks, and I will also offer any of your employees with Down syndrome a free appointment if they have any issues with their ears and they're struggling to get into everybody else. And so they were very grateful of that. So hopefully I might see some of them soon. Anyway, back to the ear, which is, I know, why you're here. But we do talk about other stuff because I've got other stuff to tell you about. So this lady had this really dry skin in here, and I do think I had to oil it in the end. But the very end of this, where we peel away some dead skin from the side of the canal wall, it just looked really nice. It was spectacular, where the title of the video comes from. I think you're going to really enjoy it. Hopefully I've not built it up too much and you're thinking, is that it? But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. So I didn't get too far with the curette in this. So what I'm doing, the purpose of what I'm doing here, I'm just trying to wiggle it from side to side and up and down in an attempt to separate it from the canal wall before we can pull it out. It is a bit jiggly, this. I think this patient was one of our more mobile patients, shall we say. So I'm just having a look in there, and yeah. So I looked under there and saw that the skin was still stuck to the ear canal there. So I've put some oil in there, and hopefully that should seep down underneath this plug. So when you get the tube on it, give it a wriggle, it should slide out a lot easier. This one's pretty satisfying too, but wait till the last one. Getting a little blurry, which is a hazard of using this oil. Look at that. So satisfying. So you can already see the eardrum now, already looking nice and clear. But I said I'll just try and get this little bit on the right hand side of your ear canal and just watch how it peels away. It's just so satisfying. And I know these are a lot of people's favourite things when you're watching videos on earwax removal. One of mine too, especially when you capture such an amazing image like this. I knew when I was doing this, I thought, oh, people are going to love this. This looks great. I don't think it's peeling anything off the eardrum. It's just in front of it. So I'm trying to grab it and move it to the left-hand side. And then at some point, it will just tear, snap off, and I'll be able to pull it out, which is what I'm trying to do now, giving it a real good pull. You can just see it tearing on the right-hand side there, can't you? And at the bottom, and out it comes. And have a look how spotless this ear canal looks now. Beautiful. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, I will put a link to the video I was talking about and a link to Standout Socks website in the description. So feel free to go and check them out. Let them know that the Nurse Richard sent you. And but for now, take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Ta-da.